Welcome to the Economic Development and Equity Subcommittee. Today is February 15th, 2022. I am calling this meeting to order. Is there a call to the public?
There's no cards.
Thank you. Item number 1 is the Housing Department to serve as fiscal agent for Pride.
Vice Mayor Pastor and members of the subcommittee, for today's item, we have one item that's listed for action, and for this report, we have Gina Montes, Deputy City Manager, and Titus Matthew, Housing Director.
Good morning.
Thank you.
Good morning, Vice Mayor, members of the subcommittee. Before I turn it over to Titus, I wanted to give a few introductory comments about Pride, the Phoenix Residential Investment Development effort. This nonprofit organization has been affiliated with the City of Phoenix for many years. Having a nonprofit that supports the mission of affordable housing is a great opportunity for the city. And they've done many actions that support the work of increasing affordable housing opportunities for Phoenix residents. So I'm going to turn it over to Titus to talk a little bit about the history, go over what our relationship is with Pride and their purpose, and request some action from the subcommittee.
Good morning, Vice Mayor, members of the subcommittee. I'm here today to present information regarding the Phoenix Residential Investment Development effort known as PRIDE, and request that the subcommittee recommend City Council approval to authorize the Housing Department to serve as its fiscal agent and property manager to PRIDE. Thank you. To give some context and history about Pride, Pride is a private nonprofit, non-stock corporation created in 1989 with directors appointed by the Phoenix City Council. The board can have no less than 3 directors and no more than 20. The directors are volunteers, and we currently have 4 members on the board. Pride is a registered independent 501c3 entity as recognized by the Internal Revenue Service, or IRS, and formed by the Housing Department in 1989 to participate in the development activities and support the mission of affordable housing in Phoenix. Pride's mission is dedicated to the development and preservation of affordable housing within the city of Phoenix, and its vision is to support affordable housing opportunity and choice for all Phoenix residents. Pride currently owns and manages 2 affordable housing properties in Phoenix. The first is La Dera del Norte, and the second is Santa Fe Springs. We will review each property in a bit more detail. La Dera del Norte is located near 19th and Peoria Avenues in Council District 3. This is a 30-unit affordable senior property for residents 55 and older. These are all 1-bedroom units with various amenities on site for the residents. The rents vary from $493 to $837, depending on the resident's income. Santa Fe Springs is located near 19th Avenue and Glendale Avenues in Council District 5. This is a 310-unit affordable multifamily property. This complex has studio apartments, 1- and 2-bedroom units with various on-site amenities. The rental amounts vary based on the unit size and residents' income currently at that facility. As a 501c3, it is Pride's interest to retain the Housing Department services to perform fiscal agent activities. Some of these activities include procurement of services such as issuing requests for proposals, accounting and financial reporting, property management contracts, and other general administrative functions such as annual filings with the Arizona Corporation Commission and the Internal Revenue Service. With that, the recommendation is to request the Economic Development and Equity Subcommittee recommend City Council approval to authorize this Housing Department to serve as a fiscal agent and property manager for Phoenix Residential Investment Development Effort, or PRIDE, and enter into related agreements. With this concludes the presentation, and we welcome any questions the subcommittee may have. Thank you.
Councilwoman Stark.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I am so grateful for this presentation because I was admittedly a little confused about what Pride was all about, and I think this has really been helpful, recognizing that one of the facilities is in District 3. I am very happy to make a motion, but I'll wait until other comments. But again, thank you, Titus, and thank you, Madam Chair, for indulging me in getting a better education with regards to Pride.
Thank you. Titus, in this recommendation, it says the housing department to serve as a fiscal agent and property manager. But in reading what Pride does, they also oversee or get a contract for property management and financial reporting. So tell me what the difference is between it not staying under Pride and coming to Phoenix, coming into the housing department.
Madam Chair, members of the subcommittee, the current Pride board are all volunteers and they have no paid staff. So the housing department would do the RFPs, would do all the reporting and accounting, as well as any financial reporting that has to be done as part of the city comprehensive annual financial statements are prepared. This agreement we are recommending to council is just to enter into an agreement so we can conduct transactions and procure services for Pride.
Okay, and the other piece is that I have. Okay, we're now doing this work that Pride under Pride should be doing, and my understanding is also that with these properties being in Pride, we were doing some of the city was providing services to Pride. Am I correct or incorrect?
Madam Chair, the two properties currently under Pride are being managed by Dunlap McGee, a third-party property manager that we procured on behalf of Pride to run those two properties.
Correct, but my question is, the city provides services to Pride currently.
Madam Chair, that is correct.
Okay, so we provide services to Pride. What are those services?
We provide accounting services, we provide oversight of the property managers itself, and we do all the financial reporting for Corporation Commission as well as filing tax forms. Okay. So basically what I'm hearing is what we do for Pride, we are now bringing into the housing department. We're already doing it, I guess is what I'm saying. Yes, and Madam Chair, just to clarify, clarify, the agreement we will have with Pride is not a free service. There will be a fee for this service. We will charge a nominal fee to Pride Board for doing these services as well. Yeah. And Madam Chair, just to clarify, members of the subcommittee, we used to have an agreement. The agreement expired, and that's why we're coming forward for the new agreement. So you're coming forward for it with an agreement. Okay, I'm trying to figure this out. We're coming forward with an agreement that we've had in the past, because my understanding is there's no agreement and we're now bringing this property under the housing department. So, Madam Chair, members of the subcommittee, for this particular action is we're seeking approval to enter into a new agreement with Pride and the Housing Department. On another note, unrelated to this topic, is the council approved the transfer of Santa Fe Springs back to the Housing Department under its own instrumentality. No, I understand that. I understand that we did that in the past. I get and understand that we voted that in the past. And we voted on it quite some time ago.
And it's now moving forward because I understand the complexity of this. But what I want on the record, or the public to know, is that we are now taking this property under this nonprofit that that has the ability to do what we're going to be doing in the housing department. It's just we will now become the property manager. Am I correct?
Madam Chair, members of the subcommittee, once Santa Fe Springs is moved to the housing department, we will still have a third-party property management company running the operations of Santa Fe Springs.
Councilwoman O'Brien, I see you popping in and out on the mic. You want to have any questions?
Sorry, I apologize. I do have a question. Titus, is this essentially a reauthorization of what we have already been doing for them?
Councilman O'Brien, members of the subcommittee, it appears that is what we're trying to do is establish a new agreement from what we had in the past, and the old agreement expired, hence the need to come to council to get a new approval for a new agreement.
Okay, so we had an agreement that did essentially what you're requesting from us today, and it expired. Is that correct?
That is correct, Councilman O'Brien and members of the subcommittee.
So for how many years had we been doing that under the old agreement?
Members of the subcommittee, I do not. This agreement was an old agreement. I'm not sure when it was started, but the new agreement is proposed from this year onwards.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Chairwoman.
I have a question on that, on the follow-up with Councilwoman O'Brien. My understanding, it is a new agreement, but it's not a reauthorization of an old agreement. The new agreement is now that Santa Fe Springs will be under the housing department, and the housing department will serve as the fiscal agent and the property manager.
If I could, Madam Chair.
Pride. I'm just reading what your recommendation says.
Sure, Madam Chair, members of the subcommittee, the housing department currently functions as a fiscal manager for Pride, and we are currently overseeing the contract for management for Santa Fe Springs and Ladera. So, in effect, we are asking for authority to enter into this agreement, as we don't have a current agreement existing, to do what we're already doing for these properties. The matter of Santa Fe Springs and bringing that back into the city ownership or city instrumentality ownership would be at a later date for discussion for the subcommittee.
Okay, so then there's two different processes that we're going to do.
Madam Chair, that's correct.
I thought it was all under one, so that's why I'm trying to figure this out.
No, today, Madam Chair, members of the subcommittee, this item is strictly to approve the agreement so that the housing department is officially the fiscal agent even though we're kind of in effect doing these operations at this point.
Okay. Councilwoman Stark.
That was my understanding. It's like a two-step process. Okay. So we need to do this first and then continue to work with Santa Fe.
Yeah, I was under the impression because we've been talking about that both were coming. So that's why I'm trying to figure this out. So, Councilwoman Stark, do you have a motion?
Thank you, Madam Chair. I will move to approve the recommendation of staff.
I second.
And I'll hear a motion and a second. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. I believe we don't have a call to a public. Meeting adjourned.
Thank you.
Skin. In honor